What is going on, y'all? VNNCZ3 here, and I'm so glad you stopped by. That's right, you Malakis.
No one but you.
To spend some of your quality time to hang out with me today, because we are going to be talking about Lord's Mobile Hero upgrades, when and who, right? A lot of guys always ask me all the time, VNN, what hero should I upgrade next and why? I have a selection of heroes. I have like 5, 10, 20, some odd billion heroes. Which ones to do first? It doesn't make any sense to me. Why, right? So let's go ahead and just, well, beat this up, right? I know you guys like that. So we're going to go ahead and beat this up, right? So right off the bat, it really depends. I will tell you right now, it depends on where you're at in the game. A lot of players right now, they're at that like intermittent to advanced level of gameplay. And what I mean by that is they're not looking for basic heroes. Like they're not looking to basically get a tank up just to do hero chapters, right? They're usually at a standstill, or most of them already have Rose Knight, but some of them don't have Rose Knight, you know, so we'll kind of tackle from there, and then we'll move up, or we'll go from the base, basically, right? So at the very start, guys, I already have a guide out there. It is called the Best Hero Composition Guide. I highly recommend you guys watch it. If you are struggling in hero chapters, I talk about what kind of a tank you should have, what kind of a team setup you should have, all that good stuff, and it'll help you pass those hero chapters, right? And I explain why you need those kinds of heroes, okay? So I'm not gonna get about that. It's called the Best Hero Composition Guide, and yes, I did make the video. I'll post a link in the description below, and I'll make a comment as well, all right? So moving on past that, let's ask a few basic questions here. Is your account strictly PvE, right? Player versus element, meaning you are not looking to do any combat with players anytime soon. And that is, like, I want to say about probably 70% of the people who actually play this game. They want to play what they call Farmville. And so if that's the case, the heroes you're going to want to focus are going to be Trickster. Okay, I don't even have him yet. Trickster is one of them. The reason being is because he's got a really high research, and he got energy and energy regeneration, okay? Trickster is one of them. Scarlet Bolt is another hero, right? Let's choose up here. I haven't even hired her yet, but Scarlet Bolt's the second hero. Another hero you would like to focus is probably Sage of Storms. And what do they all have in common, right? They all have what they call battle skills that passively, right? Passively, this is a passive skill. All administration skills are passive unless this leader is captured, unless this hero is captured. They'll always give this bonus no matter where they're at. And I explained that in another one of my videos. I just don't know what the video is, right? So check it out, fam. The reason why these passive skills are so good is because, one, well, Sage of Storms gives 20% construction speed, Trickster gives energy, research, all that good stuff, right? So when you're first starting out, you want to get those heroes up to gold as quickly as possible, all right? For me, I'm doing something completely different on my trap account, fam. That is why I do not have them, but I highly recommend Trickster as your first gold hero, because he is by far the best first gold hero you can have. And you got, a lot of you guys are going to say, well, you say Rose Knight, you got, we'll get into that, all right? Focus your Trickster to gold first, okay? That is that's prime. You have to do it, okay? You don't need Scarlet Bolt or Sage of Storms. Those guys can come later down the road, all right? And so the next heroes you're going to want to focus are your Coliseum heroes, okay? Your Coliseum heroes. Now, think of a team you're going to build, right? And then start working towards that. What I recommend is getting all of the heroes you're going to focus to blue first, and then take one up to gold, and then the next one up to gold, so on and so forth, okay? The reason I'm saying blue is because most people have either blue or green grade heroes inside the Coliseum until you get much lower in the Coliseum, okay? And so a lot of guys always ask me, hey, VNN, I need a good tank for the Coliseum, yada, 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 right? So how about Child of Light? A good Coliseum team that's free to play. Child of Light, Rose Knight, Prima Donna, Trickster, and Black Crow. That works just fine right there, right? And so that's what I'm trying to say here, fam. If you are struggling if you are struggling in hero chapters, meaning you simply can't pass the event you're going on, all right? Because like your prima donna dies or one of your damage heroes dies, that means one of two things, okay? That means either your heroes are either underleveled too much, or their hero grades are not high enough, or maybe they don't have enough equipment on them, okay? That's a possibility as well. But most likely it's one of those two reasons, okay? It's kind of like on the tracker, the tracker chapter, I think it's 7-9? Let me look at that really quick. I think it's 7-9. No, 7-6, okay? A lot of guys really struggle with this one because she's level 55, and her Aerostorm can basically just one-shot your Prima Donna. A lot of guys struggle on this hero chapter, and I tell them all the time, if you don't have a big guy to move her direction, right? Because that's an advanced thing, right? I know, guys. I know, right? Pulling out all the tricks, right? I know. But look, a lot of you guys are struggling on hero chapters like this one right here, or they can't do the Rose Knight chapter, right? Or they can't do the Bunny chapter because of a few reasons. Either they time out, or their heroes are dying, or whatever the case may be. There is no problem, guys. There is no problem with not continuously trying to advance your hero chapters and then just go to your elite chapters. Get the heroes you need to start sweeping, right? Sweep their medals, bros. I'm telling you right now. Look, Oathkeeper I might use later down the road. Shh. He's got a secret talent. I'll get into that later, guys. Maybe in a different video. But anyways, so I basically I have a dungeon team that I'm using. Big guy, Prima Donna, Sea Squire. Let me see here. Death Archer and Oathkeeper. Those are my 5 heroes I was using. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. If I didn't have the big guy, I would be using Child of Light, okay? I promise you guys right now, Child of Light is the best free-to-play tank in the entire game. Do not, under any circumstances, donut, under any circumstances, level your Death Knight up for hero chapters or for the Coliseum. He is by far the worst tank in the entire game. He is by far the worst tank in the entire game. And he's by far the worst tank for the Coliseum as well. I promise you guys, there's other tanks. Even Wesley's better than he is, okay? That's the Oathkeeper. Even he's better than Death Knight, alright? The only reason you need to be leveling up your Death Knight, the only legit reason, is because you're a cavalry hero or you need another gold cavalry hero, okay? Because I'm letting you know, he offers 0 attack. He only offers HP and defense. I'm letting you guys know right now, it is a very bad bet if you're leveling up your Death Knight. Stop leveling your Death Knight, level a different hero, alright? The heroes that are better than Death Knight for cavalry are Night Raven, Child of Light, and pretty much any other cavalry hero that's going to give you at least 30 attack, alright? But that's 2 just to mention right there. Child of Light and Night Raven. They give Night Raven 30% attack, 50% defense. Child of Light, 30% attack, 50% HP, okay? Outside of that, though, guys, the Demon Slayer, right? This is one of the most controversial heroes. You know, a lot of guys want to talk about Demon Slayer. Look, fam, only level your Demon Slayer up if you are going to use him in the Coliseum. He is a very bad chapter hero. He's a very bad chapter hero. I would not recommend using him for the hero chapters, maybe once or twice here and there's, but outside of that, he's a straight Coliseum hero. He's a Coliseum hero, and he's an attacking hero, right? Because he's got HP and attack for infantry, right? Those are the only times I'd recommend using your Demon Slayer, and only level your Demon Slayer is so powerful. So when you get to the point of having a gold Trickster, a gold Rose Knight, all those other heroes gold, yeah, I would get a gold Demon Slayer. He's worth it, okay? And so a lot of you guys always ask me, hey fam, you know, I need to know what hero to level up next for the Coliseum. I have these heroes, right? And so we're kind of going in steps right now. This is like the advanced, like later, late game players that are asking me this, right? I need to know, or what heroes would you level up next for the Coliseum? So I ask a few questions here. Do you have, are you attacking very much, right? Do you have a lot of attacks? And I can normally tell that by the kills. And so if you've got a low amount of kills, I know that you're not attacking a lot or joining very many rallies, okay? So I would normally ask, how many heroes of every type to gold do you have, right? What I mean by type is this, right? He's infantry. He's an infantry hero right there. Boom, type, infantry, right? She's siege, and then, Demon Slayer's infantry, Rose Knight's cavalry, right? How many gold heroes of every type do you have? And I recommend, before you guys go bonkers, You have 5 hero types of every type to gold, okay? That's end game. That's where you want to shoot for, okay? I'm letting you guys know you want 5 infantry, 5 cav, 5 range. There isn't 5 siege, but if there was, you would get 5 siege, okay? And then you get them to gold, right? And so the next thing I'm going to say here is the biggest question I get asked a lot for the heroes, when to level them and stuff, is for the Coliseum, okay? That is based on your meta. What is being played currently, where you're at in the Coliseum, because everybody's Coliseum is pretty much different. Teams really don't vary. Like this one I'm using right now doesn't really vary, and you see it often, okay? Well, how do I beat that team, VNN? Help me out. Well, that's pretty easy actually. You could use a Child of Light, Rose Knight, Incinerator, Tracker, and Black Crow build, and it would most likely beat that, right? Or whatever the case may be, right, fam? So what I'm trying to say here is that when you level heroes specifically just for the Coliseum, look at your meta, see what's being played. Like right here, if this was being played at the rank 1 slot, and I was gunning for that rank 1 slot, and I was like, this player's here often enough. What kind of heroes would I do to beat this? Well, I would know I need a bursty team. Okay, so what kind of burst heroes do I have? I have a Tracker, I have a Black Crow, I have a Trickster. You know, you start thinking about these heroes, and then you think about you get your heroes in a pool, right? I just named 3. Let's use those 3 as an example, and I say, okay, which one can I use more universal? Well, my Trickster's already gold, so that's out of the question, right? So it's basically Black Crow or Tracker. Well, I think the more universal hero out of those 2 would be Tracker. So that would make more sense. You would get more boost out of a Tracker than you would a Crow at that time. So, guys, when you're making your decisions of what heroes to level up next, just make sure that when you level your heroes up, you are paying close attention to, 1, their battle skills. Ask yourself a few questions like, am I attacking a lot? Am I playing Farmville? Don't lie to yourself and say, I'm a badass motherfucker who's attacking everybody and burning everybody. Don't lie to yourselves, bro, because you're only hurting your own account. If you're a Farmville player who only logs in to collect some guild gifts, maybe build some upgrades and yada, 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 and then just logs off because you're still developing, bam. Build your Trickster, build your Scarlet Bolt, build your Sage of Storms, build all those heroes, what we like to call with passive skills, okay? The battle skills right here, these right here are all administration skills. So you should basically build for an administration account, right? And this right here is all passive. You will guaranteed 1,000,000% get these abilities as long as this leader, this hero is not captured, okay? You will always get 25% research speed, always get 3,000. No, and no, they do not have to be your leader, okay? They don't have to be this guy right here. I have my Bomb and Goblin right there because I don't really use him. Hopefully this video is educational enough for you guys, and if you have any questions about or concerns about it, or you're confused of what's going on, let me know down in the comments, guys. I will absolutely answer the questions if I can get around to it. I promise you guys 1,000,000%, I am beyond busy. I've had a really bad week so far. And it's 2/16/17. If you guys know what I'm talking about, that's the date in chronological order, right? But anyways, though, guys, you know what I'm talking about, though. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Be safe. Thanks for stopping by. Pet you a little bit. And spending some of your quality time to hang out with me today. And, yeah, stay classy.